Hello, good morning. My name is Nkirika Lilian Anemako and I'm from Welling Consultancy Group. I'm here to give the introduction of the work and also the audit of Startup Amsterdam. Throughout the study, Startup Amsterdam's business strategy has been discussed. Proper investigation of Startup Amsterdam's core business operative has also been analyzed. Existing service provisions, competitive edge in the market, and strategic actions for the entity has also been demonstrated in this work. Now taking you further to the audit of Startup Amsterdam. Startup Amsterdam's business ecosystem has diversified its business with key service offerings and benefits. This means that they've created opportunities for other people to collaborate with them, sort of. And secondly, Startup Amsterdam has set its key business goals to improve business sustainability measures through successful business collaboration, like I said earlier, to collaborate with other people that want to do business with them. Some key business phases have been highlighted the most to deliver benefits to stakeholders and others in Startup Amsterdam. Some key business pillars have underpinned key strategic options of Startup Amsterdam with benefits and positive effects. Startup Amsterdam has delivered rich services to its valued customers with technological advancements. Startup Amsterdam has also gained support from the local business environment with the help of success, growth, capital, and some loyal clients in the same place. Easy access to markets has created a business challenge in Startup Amsterdam to reach international market segments. Even the green ecosystem of business has played major roles with the benefits and positive results gotten from it. Successful business collaboration has also been highly justified over the years. Stimulated network connections with benefits in core business operations too. Innovation development has ensued in all key business departments in Startup Amsterdam. All of these things I just made mention of are those things that have helped Startup Amsterdam remain in business, and also those things that have affected them over the years. I'm going to stop here for now, and my colleagues will carry on with the SWOT analysis, Potter's 5 forces, and the rest of the work. Thank you very much. I still remain Nkirika Lilian Anemako. Thank you.
Hello all, this is Naga Abhishek. Today we're going to discuss about SWOT analysis, pestle analysis, Potter's 5 forces of Startup Amsterdam. Now we're going to look at SWOT analysis. Strengths. Coming to the strengths, it is enthusiasm to work environment is good, agility, and coming to the weaknesses, there could be a lot of perspective, a lot of capital, and undeveloped network. And coming to the opportunities, improved customer services, and there could be a business expansion, training opportunities will be more. And coming to the threats, there will be a lot of cyber threats, cash flow issues, and poor products and services. The next slide we're going to discuss about pestle analysis of Startup Amsterdam. Coming to the pestle analysis, if we look at the political issues, political norms and constitution influence, political focus and turmoil. Coming to the economical, employment rates, monetary norms, and consumer satisfaction plays a different role. And coming to the social, demographic factors, income distribution, lifestyle parameters plays a dominant role. And coming to the technological, it is always necessary that there should be technological innovations and industry norms. Coming to the environmental, change in attitudes of the customer, adverse weather effects plays a significant role. And coming to the legal, taxation policies, industry regulations. Now we're going to discuss about the Potter's 5 forces. Potter's 5 forces is an effective tool to evaluate the competition in any market. The following report provides a brief description framework of Amsterdam with the help of Porter's five forces. Competition in the industry. The segment in which Startup Amsterdam is working needs to be considered to understand the competition. This Startup Amsterdam operates under multiple companies to create sustainable growth and jobs for the nation. Threats of new entrants. New business accelerators can always be a threat to the Startup Amsterdam, as Amsterdam is trade hub for progressive workers, according to Bruegel 2018. Suppliers. Limitations to the outsourced development data can be a challenge for Startup Amsterdam. And customers. Often when working in B2B zone, customers can influence price change where customer base is large. And coming to the substitutes, startup companies can always have the alternatives which are threats to the new startups. My teammate gonna continue from the next slide. Thank you.
Hi, this is Sanampreet Singh. So, continuing with the rest of the case, I'm going to start with the successful startup hubs with a competitive advantage. In this case, it has mainly been found that just like Startup Amsterdam, most startup business unicorn have adopted advanced innovation and technology, ensuring plausible business growth with benefits. Besides, some emerging market segments, including USA and London markets, have become highly beneficial. Continuing with the next slide, it's been justified that most startup companies have focused on successful business collaboration. Beside positive CSR, initiatives have also been highlighted with the embodied business ecosystem. In one word, with the help of advanced technology and innovation, collaborative business communities have fostered a collaborative business environment. In detail, it is said that when startup business entity enter a new market segments, there must also be a need of a gaining sustainable competitive advantage. In this case, it has been understood that agility, group chemistry, and less bureaucracy in business helps to get competitive advantage in markets with benefits. Moving on to the next slide, we will follow value chain analysis, starting with inbound logistics, which is collecting and outsourcing data to different companies in order to establish business relationship. And next one is operation, as business uses data as input to produce a value added product. Moving on to the next moving on to the next one, which is outbound logistics, that is providing product to the customer. And very next is market and sales, telling about availability of the products and services to the customer. And at the last is service, leading to the increase of the value of services. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Teslim Bello. So we've talked about the introduction and audit of Startup Amsterdam. We've talked about the SWOT analysis. We've talked about the PESTLE. We've talked about the Porter's five factors and the audit of successfully startup ops with competitive advantage. We've talked about the value chain analysis. So these are the recommendations we want to give Startup Amsterdam. One of the recommendation is disruptive innovation. What do we mean by disruptive innovation or technology? Disruptive innovation is an innovation that creates a new market and value network or enters at the bottom of an existing market and eventually displaces established market leading firms, products, and alliances. So a product can exist in a market, for example, now, but with disruptive innovation, it brings out a better feature than the existing products. So another recommendation is that passionate business behavior should be maintained to deliver the best work performance. So employees should be motivated to engage in work, and they should have interest in what they are doing. So it has also been advised that because it's a westernized space, so it has been advised that funds should be available for minorities, immigrants, as well as women. So women should be encouraged to participate in startup businesses. They should be encouraged to start businesses in probably tech fields, in in that space, in that areas. And minorities such as women, from people from minority background, from African countries, people other than Caucasians, I put it that way. So Startup Amsterdam should have to consider creating designs and initiatives which have been highly supported for ensuring more startup population. So it must also have, like, there should be diversity and inclusion. Yeah, Startup Amsterdam must have to deliver subsidized business initiatives for ensuring localized business developments with talent approaches. That it should not only focus on international people, like people coming from abroad. It should focus on the local people that exist within its environment. So it has all. Then another recommendation is to ensure more collaboration in business with a diverse range of positive outcomes and benefits together. Thereby, there should be a symbiotic relationship within businesses, that is, one business will gain for the other, not that a business seek to stand alone. So, in building business cooperation, successful means of business collaboration like should be prioritized with success, growth, and further development. That is, the aim of a business, like of collaboration within business, should not be mainly for competition. It should be geared towards growth and development of both business. So, in employment of employees, productive personalities should be employed. Like entrepreneur abilities should be considered. So, these are the recommendations we give Startup Amsterdam. So, after the recommendation, the conclusion is, for startup business entities, existing service positions should be audited successfully. That is, business that exists in Startup Amsterdam, they should be audited, and the problems should be found out. We should know what is going on, what has led to what hinders the growth of the business, and what is pulling back the business, the method of the calculation of the profits, why does it have a low market share, stuff like that, to know how to move the business forward. So another point is competitive advantage should be needed for ensuring a startup company's future growth and viabilities in the market. That is, a business should focus on what it is best good at, rather than focusing on doing a lot of things. It is good for a business to will I say to invest in other areas relating to invest in other areas or products and services. But it is usually good for a business to be known for one thing, which is why it's set up, which is why it created its purpose. So thank you so much for listening to our presentation.